All right, other book summary, book review, right in the middle of nowhere, where I like to stay. And today we are talking about Remote, which is a beautiful book about remote work by Jason Fried, or rather maybe Jason Fried, I don't know how you pronounce it, and David Heinemeier Hansson. So I got a few notes. Let me move this thing. Okay, perfect. And we have also a beautiful little church here in the middle of the wood. And you may be surprised, but it's typical in little villages in Italy. Such a beautiful place. So the first note is that meaningful work, creative work, thoughtful work, important work, this type of effort takes stretches of uninterrupted time to get into the zone. But in the modern office, such long stretches just can't be found. Instead, it's just one interruption after another. And I really want to say that I highly believe in this statement, because I'm a person that I get easily distracted by things, because I'm a dynamic, active person, and for example, if someone talks to me, I give a lot of importance to what he's saying. Maybe even if he doesn't want to disturb me, the final effect, the final result is that I'm less focused on what I'm doing and on my work. So my workflow gets interrupted, and focus is really something you need, especially if you're doing some difficult activities, and so it's very hard to keep yourself focused for long periods of time when you work in an office where you get a lot of distractions and interruptions by other people, such as your colleagues. According to the research, commuting is associated with an increased risk of obesity, insomnia, stress, neck and back pain, high blood pressure, and other stress-related ills such as heart attacks and depression, even divorce. And so this book starts, as you can see, with the main problems, the main limitations behind our classic conception of work, which is something you do from your office. Maybe wait, I have to change a little bit because there is too much sunlight in here. Okay, perfect. So yeah, working from the office is not always the best approach, the best solution, but it's something that is mainstream, is what our society teaches us, and but thanks to the internet, this is not the only way to work, the only way to live. For example, commuting takes a lot of time wasted, and of course you might be thinking that you don't have choice, because your employer told you that this is the way things work, and you can change the system and everything. And this book helps you, especially in that respect, in the sense that it gives you the tools, the reasoning behind what you may tell your employer to make him understand the importance of doing the right work in the right way, and not force your or maybe his employees in a workspace that is not optimal for the mission of the company, which is producing something and working efficiently. So another beautiful note, the big transition with a distributed workforce is going from synchronous to asynchronous collaboration, and this is one of the main problems behind remote work. I'm hearing a little noises from the birds in the wood. But one of the main problems behind the remote work is that you work with people from all around the world. So you, for example, have different time zones, and you need to collaborate and to work. Maybe you need to work in the exact same moment because of the type of activity your company does, or maybe you do. So you have to adjust to this limitation. For example, dividing the working hours in not a traditional way, because the traditional way is working 9 to 5. It's working 8 straight hours from the morning to the afternoon. Maybe a little break to eat something. But working remotely is completely different. It's a revolution, because, for example, you may be needed to work 4 hours in the morning and maybe 4 hours in the evening, and you would have the afternoon free for your family and for other things. Or maybe you can work in the night if you enjoy this type of time management. If you're a person that can focus in the late hours. I'm not that type of person. I usually wake up early. So yeah, let's go ahead. People are good to live down to low expectations. If you run your ship with the conviction that everyone else is a slacker, your employees will put all their ingenuity into proving you right. Sorry for my bad English, but I'm practicing. And this is the goal behind these videos, is to not to build something insane or to be in the next PewDiePie, but to practice my English, to maybe develop the skills I need to build something great, one step at a time. So yeah, the problem behind low expectations that starts from the top of the company, from the employer, is that if you don't trust in your employees, the employees won't trust you, first of all, and they will act as to your expectations of them. So you have to treat your employees like adults. You have to give them responsibilities, because this is what work is about. It's not play. Work is giving people significance, giving them responsibilities, and not micromanaging them. This is a big problem, in my opinion. Also because you will have to work like a lot more, and it's not the best thing. So yeah, you shouldn't hire people you don't trust, or work for bosses who don't trust you. If you're not trusted to work remotely, why are you trusted to do anything at all? So yeah, we talked about that. You need everything available to everyone at all times. Avoid locking up important stuff in a single person's computer. Put all the important stuff out in the open. And this is a clear problem behind the remote work. Let me say the work in general. You must not depend on a single piece of hardware, of software. You must not depend on a single element in your system, your workflow, because if you depend maybe on a single computer which has all the important and relevant datas, and if you lose that PC, that Mac, you have lost a huge chunk of your work. Maybe you have wasted hundreds, even thousands of hours. So it's very important to diversify your risk when it comes to your instruments, your work, and you can do that by uploading everything on cloud, for example, on Google Cloud, Microsoft Cloud, Apple, everything, and you will be a lot less at risk. And this is another beautiful quote of the book Remote, which says, in system designs, there's the notion of a single point of failure, SPOF. Much of the work required to achieve high reliability goes into finding and removing SPOFs, which means single points of failure. Having only one place to work from is a single point of failure. And this is quite a huge problem behind the other type, the traditional type of work, which is maybe working from your office. And that is that when your office isn't available, because, for example, there is something going on, there is a lockdown, which has just happened only 2 years ago. If something big happens, you can't work anymore. And this can be a huge problem, not only if you are an employee, but also maybe even more if you work for yourself, like I do, because there is nothing that can sustain your life anymore. And this was especially true during COVID and during the lockdowns, because for months people had to adapt and completely change their lives. So, other topic, look at your progress toward the end of the day and ask yourself, have I done a good day of work? If the answer is an easy yes, you can stop working feeling satisfied. And should the answer be no, you can treat it as an off day and explore the 5 whys, which are asking why to a problem 5 times in a row to find the root cause, the real cause. So the real problem, the real danger behind the remote work is not underworking, which is working too little, but is overworking. Because if you work from home, for example, you don't have a clear separation between when you work and when you are supposed to relax. For example, if you work in an office, when you go to the office, of course you need to work. Maybe you even have a boss that reminds you very, very often to work. But if you work from home, you don't have this boring manager that reminds you to work. And on the contrary, you might start to develop wrong habits of, for example, checking your work-related emails when you wake up in the morning, or other bad habits like that. You should keep a clear schedule for your work and for your other activities, and this will help you have a clear daily routine, which is something that everyone needs to improve and to keep their mental health. So the human connection is even more important when hiring remote workers, because it has to be stronger to survive the distance. And this is a bit counterintuitive if you think about it, but when you don't have access to the other people, to your colleagues, when you don't have physical contact with them on a daily basis, but maybe you can talk to them only online, on Zoom. Oh, yeah. So it's very, very difficult to collaborate and to go along well, because you don't have a lot of the help from the psychology point of view of your person, of your physical sphere, because you can only see them and hear them, but yeah, you're very limited. So you need to, if you're an employer, I think this is very difficult concept, even for me to express, but you have to hire with a lot more of attention, because you need the right people. Also, for example, because of the fact that hiring all around the world, you have people of very different cultures to collab. So we are on the ending of this video. The ending notes: get a proper desk, height adjustable, a proper chair, and a proper screen, maybe 27 inches in high resolution. And this is practical advice to create your workstation, your home office. I think working from a seated position is something that you may. It's traditional and it's obvious, but it's not natural, because we humans are not. We have not evolved to stay seated all day, and this might end up being a huge problem for your health. So you also have to show your clients work and results often. This is very important, because this is the best way to chip away their natural situational anxiety. And thinking internationally when it comes to worker recruitment doesn't just drastically increase the size of the talent pool, it also makes you better fit for tackling global markets. So developing an international mindset and having an international team might have its own challenges, such as the different cultures, but it's a game changer when it comes to recruiting the best talent available in the market, because your talent pool is a lot larger than if you, for example, had to hire people from your own town or your own city. last ones. Instead of thinking I can pay people from Kansas less than people from New York, or maybe people from India or a third world country, you should think I can get amazing people from a third world country and make them feel valued and well compensated if I pay them New York salaries. If your entire workforce is located in a hot tub and you pay market salaries, you'll be under constant attack from poachers. And this is very, very, very important because you don't want to lose your talent. And also, if you pay your people the right amount, maybe it won't cost you a lot, because it will be an average salary from your country, from if you are from the US or if you live in Europe. But it will be incredible. It will be significant for your employee, especially if he lives in a poor country, in a third world country, because he will be very, very well compensated, and he will be happy. Sorry, some bugs. He will be happy and he will do a better work. So, that was funny. We have a lot of bugs in the woods. This is not your everyday office, because I choose to live in a different way from a traditional standpoint, because I'd rather work from anywhere in the world instead of a single boring place, single cubicle in the city. So, the best way we have found to accurately judge work is to hire the person to do a little work before we take the plunge, and hire them to do a lot of work. I am losing my breath. And this is great advice if you want to hire people all around the world. And maybe in the beginning you can't trust them because they don't live close to you, and they could scam you. Maybe they would work in a bad way, giving you little results. Okay, so the light here is better. You can call it pre-hiring, for example, 1-2 weeks mini projects. And yeah, so this is the other notes. If work is all-consuming, the worker is far more likely to burn out. This is true even if the person loves what he does. Perhaps especially if he loves what he does, since it won't seem like a problem until it's too late. So this is the problem of overworking when you work remotely. Instead of trying to treat motivation as something that can be artificially ginned up with just the right tricks, treat it as a barometer of the quality of work and the work environment. And the last quote is, the stronger the culture, the less explicit training and supervision is needed, which is something that I also tweeted, because it's very, very smart. You want to create the right culture for your company. And having the right culture helps you not micromanaging your employees. And you need less training. And I would end with that note. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe a little too long, but I'm trying to improve. And see you.